Now, I've been tying quite a few beetle patterns, and basically the original fly would be this one here in the middle, this black beetle. Now you can see I've tied different versions. This is basically the ladybird version, if you want to call it, and then there's an olive version. The olive version is an excellent pattern as well. They're all good flies. Now, in these ones I've actually put a resin on the top because the jungle cock was split so bad. It really pays to do that, and they will last that bit longer. But if you have a reasonable jungle cock, you can basically tie the fly as normal. And you can see here, they look very real-like, but these do work extremely well, and they're tied with a deer hair body, so they sit in this basically subsurface. Fish love them. Now, it's, as I say, it's very close to a fly called the jacid. The jacid was a dry fly, so the fly I'm going to tie is the olive version, just to show you. Now, the deer hair I dyed this is the deer hair. This is the natural colour. You can see how light it is at the tip. It's raw deer. This is from the belly, sick towards the belly, and you can see here I've dyed it. Believe it or not, you can see the back more. It's actually Sunburst, and it goes that kind of olivey colour, it's a brilliant colour to use. Now, the thread I'm going to be using, this is a uni thread. I'm just going to use the Chartreuse in 8/0. The hook is what they call a short shank special, size 12, this one here, which is a wide gape hook. It's size 12. You can tie it 10s, 12s, 14s, I mean, it's up to yourself. And they all work, so. Now we simply start the thread at the eye. I'm just going to put some wax on the thread. And wind down along the shank. And then, with the deer hair, I'm just going to spin it on. Now the fly this size, like a couple of bunches would do it. So I'll repeat it. Tie it on, then tie on another bunch. So pick the colour, the best part of the deer hair. In this case that's around about the centre or so. You see your two loose turns there, then I put pressure onto those turns, and then as it starts to flare, I allow then the deer hair to spin round, and then I work the thread through these cut ends. Obviously these are twisted into the back of the hook, but these are okay, these will come away once I unravel it. And then I repeat this. So I get some more of the same deer hair. Always cut it very close to the skin, don't cut it halfway up. And again, we come in, offer the ends into the area, centre. Couple of turns, loose turns as I say. Put pressure on it until it starts to flare, and then allow it to spin. And then work the thread turns straight through the cut ends. Always keeping the thread nice and tight, and then once you've got enough turns in, then just basically tighten up. Now, what I'm going to do here is wet finish, just so I can trim away the deer hair. So now what I'm going to do is just bring all this twisted deer hair out now. Use your double needle or your point to the scissors just to lift it away from the bend of the hook. There you go, that's it. Make sure it's evenly spread all the way around. And then I like to use a curved pair of scissors. Now I want it quite low in the top, so come in quite close to the shank of the hook and trim across the top. I'll show you this once I've finished it. You can see there, just right across the top. Now it doesn't have to be super tidy. I mean, the deer hair allows the fly to sit sort of more in the surface than on the surface. Basically, it shows up more like a terrestrial, and that's what you're trying to do. And then come underneath, trim away. Again, you can see where I've trimmed. And then we're just using the curve of the scissors, we can form sort of like a beetle shape. Trim away the deer hair. And obviously, like deer hair, you'll always get around it 100 times, and you'll find that you miss one hair. This is the type of stuff it is. So anyway, when you're not happy with one, before you know where you are, you'll get none left. So you've got to tell yourself when to stop. And I'm due to say that to myself, so that'll do it. and that's good enough. That's good enough for the fly. Just check the top because you don't want it too pronounced, especially this area here where you're going to tie in the jungle cock. You could use like a small razor blade just to get it a wee bit lower. Go in here, so just come in. Don't go too deep. It's a wee bit bluntness. There you go, it's a bit better. It's fine, so a couple. There we go, just trim it. That's fine. Now we get our thread. You can thread back on, same thread. Nice. Put it on and remove the waste piece. Now give yourself a couple of millimetres to tie in the jungle cock and the hackle. There's the jungle cock eye, so what I'm going to do here is just draw back fibres either side. Now I'm going to be tying on the black area. That's the area where you want to tie on that allows it to basically sit nice. If you tie it on the glossy part of the nail or this white part, at times it might cause it to split. Now what I'm going to do is just hold it on the top, come around with 2 or 3 turns, just loose turns. Position the jungle cock just to see where it's going to sit. Now I could just slightly too short, so I'm just going to come in a wee bit more and then tighten up again. There we go, that's a wee bit better. I want it slightly over the back. Now to secure this in the jungle cock, it's best to fold it back. Just like that, just fold the jungle cock eye or the stem of the feather back, and then you can break it off. Now I'm just going to push this forward a wee bit just to crease it down here. As I say, you can put resin on the top of that and varnish, whatever you want, or just leave it. It's up to yourself. Like I'm just going to leave it. Now this is a small Indian hen neck. You can see it's just like some would say like a light furnace, like Greenwells. Just going to get a small hackle. Don't be shy with the hackle length. I mean, you want movement in the fly up the front, so that's why I'm using the hen hackle, and you want to be able to see it. So tie it in by the tip, and the good side of the feather is facing myself. So I come in here, just reveal the tip of your hackle, and we can 2 or 3 turns, fold it back, and then we can come in and remove the tip of the hackle, just either by breaking it off or cutting it away. I'm going to break it off. Now I'm going to use my hackle pliers so you can see what I'm doing. Hold the end, just fold these fibres. Now obviously the deer hair and especially the deer hair is going to hold out the fibres, and that gives it a lot more movement. So I'm just going to use up the hackle. There's not a lot of fibres on there. I'm just going to go back here. There's a couple of fibres I've caught. They're getting taken forward with the turn, so I'm just going to make sure they're going to sit out of the way. If you're not happy with something, always go back. It's easier to go back, because if you have a fly you're not happy with, you'll not fish it. So I'm just going to go to this point here. Cross your thread, make sure it's caught in with 2 or 3 turns. I'm going to remove the hackle pliers, and then I'm going to fold back any fibres, basically going forward of the eye. Just stroke them back with your fingers, and then use the thread to hold it back and build the head up. And don't be shy with the head. Beetles have got a good size head, and there's the stem of the hackle. Now I can break that off, but when you're doing that, make sure you keep the thread tight. Then we can come in and wet finish. 2 or 3 turns. Then all we have to do is a couple of coats of varnish, and the fly is finished. And don't worry if the jungle cock splits. Still works, still swims with the rest of the fly. And if you want to raise it a wee bit like these ones, as I say, you can use a resin, and it does, I mean, it really shows up. So I'm just going to use the varnish all the way around. Using the Chartreuse thread, it's like a small fluorescent aiming point. It brightens the head up area. So take away the excess. Just make sure the eye's clean. And there we are. And that's a small jungle cock beetle. This is a very good pattern for like a Coch-Y-Bondu or a Coch-Y-Bondu, depending how you pronounce it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It's a jungle cock beetle.